Hello and welcome to brick tip number 45 design video. So if you watched that video, you saw that I built a frame for a house. I mentioned how strong this was. I gave a little stress test in that one. But I did say there was a design flaw in this floor, and a lot has to do with the fact that it gives quite a bit of stress to the hinges here. It's out by a fraction of a plate, and that is causing stress kind of in every direction. So I'm going to take this apart, as I always do, and the first thing I want to show you is the outside frame, how that is constructed, how I got the top floor here on, and how that fits it, and that fits really well. And then finally we're going to discuss this floor, why it's not working, and what I think I can do to fix it. So, first things first, let's get this broken down. Let's see if we can get the top off in one piece. We might be lucky. Oh, there it comes. So it's attached with plates all on the bottom of it. Just 2x plates covering over the seams. And we are left with this now. This is actually tricky because it's all connected all around here. So it doesn't like to come apart very easily. Okay, so we're down to our frame. You notice I went too wide on the outside. And you'll notice it's pretty flimsy. It wants to just fall apart. But no different than a house frame at all, where if you just have the walls framed up and nothing supporting them, well, they're gonna break apart. So there's a lot of just single stud connections here, and you could make it sturdier by going 3x to the outside, but you can't go 3x to the inside because these brackets have to line up. So if they are not right behind where the hinges are, they won't line up properly, and it's going to take a lot of work to get them to be where you need them to be. So this is why I went right behind those hinges and lined everything up. Now I did put the brackets so that they cover some of the gaps, but by themselves they don't offer a lot of strength. The hinges, if you look on the frame connection, there's only one stud holding this top plate in and one for the bottom plate, and these that are here just for filler and for a little bit of blocking to keep them lined up straight. So on the edge of your building, you're going to have your hinges popping out, kind of the same as what happened with the Impossible box. But by the time you're getting your cladding and everything on the outside, you'll make those hinges disappear anyways. I couldn't get it so that I couldn't get a gap in there, just due to the way the hinges fold. You could build in behind here and cover that gap if you wanted. Quite possibly an inverted slope might work. Alright, so now that we have that, and you can see how that frame was constructed. In the middle, I had doubled up on the posts here to make sure that I had a single stud connection on either side. That's rather obvious. And through the middle are 2x8s and then 2x10s on the back. On the sides here, you can vary your widths of your openings, but I went with an 8x plate and then 1x6 in the back, again just to add to the strength and to give it some blocking. So it does twist a little bit, which you would expect, and it does compress a bit. So when we go with the roof, what we want is to have the edges lined up right with the bottom of this plate just before the studs, and this was what took a little bit of work with the brackets to figure out where exactly they need to line up. I did have them out further before and it just wasn't lining up great, but as soon as I put them right behind the hinge, they work perfect. So we'll get our roof on. I'm not worried too much about the connection. Oops. The fact that there's no connection here, because we're going to be locking in the bottom with plates. I was thinking initially about making some beams to run across, and I still may do that in a different build. We did something wrong here. What did we do wrong? Ah, that's what we did wrong. We went the wrong way with it. There we go. It's nice and tight. It gives a good snap when it locks into place, so you know that it's going to be sturdy. Okay. I want you to notice something. As I'm putting these plates on, there's going to be some gaps. You can start to see that gap forming, and this is just due to the fact that this thing moves around a lot. Once you get the roof locked in, that gap's going to totally disappear. You'll see that in a minute. Finally, the last two. I left a hole there. You don't have to, but I was thinking for a stairwell or something. I wanted to see if it was going to be sturdy enough to leave a hole in the middle and still be able to function. And it does so really well. And there's the last snap. So it's all snapped in place. Just flip it over and add in your 2x plates to lock all those together. As I said, if you want to make beams, go right ahead. I think it'd be a neat concept and something I might explore at a later date, but I really wanted something that would work first of all before I started playing around with those kind of ideas. So there we go. Now with the roof on, we're not getting any it still has some flex in this direction, but it's locked it in place, so we're not getting a diamond at all. If we push on the sides, it's not wanting to form a diamond, and if anything, it's going to bow up through the middle. So the next challenge I had was the floor, and I really wanted this to be in a studs on the side construction where it looks like an actual floor, kind of like the same as the roadways where we use the bricks on the side. This design worked, but there was a few problems in getting it to fit into the building, making it cause quite a bit of stress to the structure. It fit really tight, as you saw, which was great. It added a whole lot of stability, which was great, but there was just too much stress on the bricks. So I went back to an idea I had on circular road sections quite a while ago on creating herringbone designs, and this was the design in that video. I had done a little bit more of a complicated thing, but I applied that same principle to creating this floor. So let's take that apart so you can see. This floor is really hard to get apart. You can see how sturdy that was. It wasn't going to move, and it's actually 4 different sections all compiled together. So the trick to this is knowing that when you line up your studs going one direction and the other, that there's 5 plates in between 2 steps. So you go two studs down, 5 plates across, and then you can create that herringbone pattern. Now that could lock into that as well, and then you have an even stronger connection But you saw how hard it was to take it apart. It's already very strong. So if we take those 4 pieces together, we have our zigzag patterns. And I wanted to carry that through here on the sides, where you get that kind of zigzag pattern as well. The problem with this was that it was an odd number of studs going across the floor. So in the middle it was uneven, and then when I came out to the ends, it was not lined up at all. Actually, this is supposed to go on this side. There we go. So it wasn't lining up perfectly. If it was an even number of studs, it actually would have worked a lot better. And I might have to play around with that part of the design to try to get this to be 1 stud less. And we'll see if I can get it to fit in then. And hopefully when I do that, it alleviates a lot of the stress. The other option, obviously, is to go with brackets again around the bottom and just create a floor with studs on it. You could do that, and it might be easier for most people if they are trying to design like a regular building using this sort of frame. I mean, that would work perfectly in that instance. I'm trying to kind of push the idea along a little further and trying to get a flat floor and studs on top, but we'll see how that goes. And if I can get this to work in here, then it will obviously gonna be working on the top frame as well, and then we have floors that we can stack up on top of each other, which would be a really, really interesting thing. So tomorrow my plan is to work on the floor again, try to get that to fit and see how that works. Thanks so much. Hopefully you learned a bit from this and it was useful for you. If so, please click the like and subscribe buttons and share it around so others can enjoy it. You can join in the conversation on our Facebook page and other social feeds. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day. Keep dreaming of bricks. Bye bye.